talk to you about this.
There it is. It's Dreamin' Wild.
That's you guys?
Yeah, that's us.
This album is unbelievable. Truly. It really just blew my mind. How did you do it?
Donnie made it all right here.
Donnie, what you got going on over there?
I'm just playing around.
Donnie's a genius, truthfully.
I absolutely enjoyed getting to see Dreamin' Wild, and what a story. Donnie, let's start with you. Centrally, it's obviously about you and your brother and your wife. So talk to me about Dreamin' Wild and kind of how it had a second chance at success.
It's literally surreal. Okay, it's surreal, Kelly. It's not. I've always known things were going to happen for me. Because that's how I was raised. That's how I am. Everything it's not by chance with me. There's no luck. I don't believe in luck. Never have. People say, "Oh, you're lucky." No, I'm not lucky. This is my life. You have your life, and it's predestined. That's how I look at things. So when this all happened, it was like, I'm so grateful, but I always felt it. I've always felt it in my whole life. I've always been this way. And I think it's like, when you see the film and you see this young boy, I have to look at myself, that I was, well, this is who I am and that's what I do. And my dad saw it in me. And so it's just carried on right now. And I'm embracing this whole thing.
It's so exciting, but I can imagine looking at it from your lens and then bring in Bill, so the idea of taking this story and bringing it to screen, I mean, it's more than just music. I love that it's about dreams and about missed expectations and about family. Talk to me about what it looked like to be able to get us to feel and see all of those things, in a short and condensed movie time.
Can I answer that real quick? Because we were given the script a couple times. Bill would send in and say, "I hope you like it," and he was really gracious to let us look at it and make some, some changes and stuff. And we really wanted to be respectful, but we wanted him to be respectful too. Very important, huge. And Casey was extremely respectful when we met him. So that was on the table. Respect, honesty, authenticity. What is it? You say the word all the time, but I love it. Yes. And it's true, and that's what came out of this. But it took time, because nobody knew each other. None of us knew each other. We're getting to know each other, and it was during COVID too, so you can imagine. But the reason why I want to butt in on that is my brother. I grew up. He's 10 years older than me. He was a phenomenal bass player. I grew up as a kid listening to him, so 10 years apart. I thought he was the coolest. He played his bass so good. Donnie heard him when I met Donnie. Well, he slowly just put that bass guitar in the corner. There's like 10 of them, raised his kids, built this beautiful home. All of a sudden, I'm on the phone with him, telling him a little bit more about what's happening with the making of the film and this. He's listening, the big brother's listening to me. I get a call about 6 months ago. He's 68 years old, going on 69. He just got into a new band in LA. He's having a blast. And so what I'm saying is, he got it. Just from hearing us talk about what's happening with this film, it's about second chances, third chances. It's about doing it again. It's about not giving up. It's about through family. So him and I, as brother and sister, our family, the excitement. He's now playing with a really good original band in LA. And I mean, where did this come from? If you would have heard his tone, he's not even the same guy. He was like, "Humdrum, it's over. My guitar, my amp are in the corner." It was horrible. And I was like, "Who are you?" We talked to him. Donnie says, "I don't even recognize your brother's voice right now." He's so excited.
Hope,
We're gonna see him next Saturday. He's coming to our show next Saturday. He's so excited. But it's unbelievable just from this film. And I know that's been happening with people that already have been involved. I get phone calls. We get messages from parents of children who had parents. It's amazing. It's this ride is so real. It hits everybody. If they let it.
It is so inspirational. It does make you reflect on what you're passionate about. So Bill, talk to me about being able to draw that out on screen for us to see.
Well, I mean, you got to go in to making a movie with a sensibility and a passion for whatever the story is. In this case, it really was, the music was amazing, and the story was intriguing and all that if you just read about it or something, but really was meeting Donnie and Joe and the family. That's what really intrigued me the most. And it is a great responsibility, a huge responsibility, to tell the story of real people. Like, it's one thing to make things up and kind of create some drama that way, but to try to depict a real story with real people who live through various things. I mean, it's a huge responsibility. So I took it very seriously, and it took a while to kind of find the story in it. But really, at the core of it, it's really the family and the feeling or the love that surrounds them that was intriguing to me. So
I'm just sorry, Dad, for putting you through all of it.
Oh, so baby,
You're my son. I would have gladly given up all the land just to hear you play.
Donnie, your dad is played by Beau Bridges, and I loved that he is such, he's in your corner. He is, such an encourager, and he is that person that is constant with just, the praise. So much so that, at least I think, one of the most powerful scenes in the whole film where you have that encounter. Maybe talk to me a little bit about your relationship, and then having to see that kind of relived.
Well, watching Beau Bridges play my father was just spot on. I mean, I've said this before to other people, spot on. My dad, soft-spoken, has a direction, believes in you, doesn't look at the obstacle, looks at the journey and the means to getting to where we got to get to make it happen. That's my dad. It's always been that way. But he also has a strong wife, who believes in, she's got an amazing faith in God, Jesus, it's big time. So when I see my dad, the strength in my dad, I see my mom off the side, giving him the support. Watching my father on screen. When I watch Beau Bridges on that screen, I see my dad. I've told this to Beau many times since the film I've seen it. I just can't help it. I tell him, you gave me a gift that I'll never be able to repay. I'll see my dad for the rest of my life. I told this to Bill as well. The relationship I have with my father is when you see that ending, that scene where they're together, and my dad tells me, I just want you to play. I really wanted to get away from my dad. I don't know how Bill captivated that thing, because that's how I felt. I didn't want to go out there.
Should I say something? Well, it's amazing because Donnie and I moved to Vegas for a few years to perform, and I was doing my thing, he was doing his thing, and then we started doing our working together in Vegas. But after about 4 years, I said, Donnie, you got to go back home. We got to move back to Spokane. You got to move back. You got to be near your mom and dad, because the love that Donnie had for his mom and dad, Vegas was wonderful. We got a lot of, like I said, I was doing my thing, a little bit he was doing his thing, but we had to come back home because he loved and missed his parents, and I could see it in Vegas. And I said, no, we got to go. And so we came back to Spokane, and it was the best thing we could have done.
I think family is so important, and I love that you were able to be vulnerable and to be back to that word of integrity and authentic with what those relationships look like, because it makes it so relatable to us as audience members, maybe at different points in times in our lives. And then, a testament to having such great actors, not only want to be part of the project, but then to fill your suit. Zooey Deschanel, Walter Goggins, Casey Affleck, all of them, you could tell the care that they put into making sure that they were representing the best versions of yourselves.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have nothing to say except I see a whole album on stage. Literally, when I say photographs, literally, when I see Walton playing my brother, it's almost like, That's Joe.
And it's wonderful because I just saw Walton in something yesterday. I'm not gonna say the name because I don't know if I'm allowed to, but it's totally opposite of Joe. Totally. And I've said this over and over and over. Every one of these actors, I have seen them in movies. And so he plays so many different characters. Walton plays so many different characters. And yesterday I just had so much fun watching him, completely opposite from Joe. He just did a great job as Joe. They really did. Casey, I said this again, Casey got Donnie 100%, just not 100% of the time, because there's only an hour and 50 minutes, and there's only a certain type of emotion. You know, they were trying to cover this, what was happening with Donnie regarding this family, but nailed it.
I couldn't agree more. And maybe Bill will let you end with the final words here. I do think that this is going to impact audiences. And I think that it's beautifully woven with the music and with all the themes that we've talked about. You know, having love and mercy, having some of these things in your background and repertoire for you. What's your hope for the way that audiences receive it?
What immediately attracted me to it, and most attracted me, is the sincerity, the authenticity of the family, and all the, it's not all like simplistic relationships. They're dynamic and they have strengths and weaknesses, and we all do. So I think trying to capture that kind of authenticity is really what it's all about. And I hope people will take that, can see the depth and sincerity of the family, and take something away from that for their own lives.
Yeah, you guys, thank you so much for sharing your story and for, you know, making it come alive for us so that we can use it. And I can't wait for audiences to see it. And I am telling everybody about it too.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.